Hello and welcome to EMTV. In this episode we will look back on what happened in the past weeks. So we will have video on elections, students winning 84-hour film competitions, and we also have other students cooking their Indian comfort food.
Welcome to the series Students Cookbook, where EM visits different households and collects favorite recipes of students. Today, two Indian flatmates, Vartika and Anisha, will show us how to prepare a delicious vegetarian meal.
And we're gonna let it heat a bit, so probably like 2 tablespoons of oil. It's gonna be 1 teaspoon and a little bit more. So we are gonna make lentil, as they call in Europe a lentil soup. We call it dal in India. We let it cook for a bit and then we're gonna add the tomatoes. So this is something that we get in India. You have this thing, you just put your veggies in here and then you just chop.
So, what is your favorite cuisine from all around the world?
I love eating Indian food, if I'm feeling homesick or something like that. That is what I make on regular basis, but I also love Italian food.
Here's the rice. We already pre-cooked it to save some time and it's here. I think that should be it. And for now we can put it on hold. Even within India, we come from different parts. Like I come from the west, she comes from the east. So I think it's just interesting to see how different flavors come together. This tastes really nice. I was worried about the spice, but I think it's okay.
It's spicy. For me it is.
So now our lentil is cooked and you can see it's become a little mushy. It's good.
Girls, delicious, really. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Oh, thanks. Let's go, girls. Dive in.
But mostly we will have the pleasure to talk to researcher Joris Krijger. Welcome, Joris. And we will talk about ethical aspect of artificial intelligence. Because your research is about the ethics of AI.
That's right.
Okay, before we start, can you explain to us what you mean by ethics?
Yes, I can. And it's a dangerous question asking a philosopher to explain ethics.
True.
But very briefly, what I mean with the ethics of artificial intelligence is that we use artificial intelligence in a way that is aligned with our human values. So the things we consider valuable and desirable, and how we can transfer them to the AI systems that we develop and deploy.
Yeah, because you warned us of the risk of discrimination done by AI.
Yes, so there are all sorts of risks that relate to the use of AI, because with AI for the first time we have a form of technology that can make autonomous decisions. So we give it a certain set of instructions, but beyond that it starts to learn and to autonomously advise us or to take decisions. And through that learning it can learn all sorts of undesirable patterns, you could say, of which discrimination is one. For example, it learns that certain groups or certain characteristics are a good predictor of whether you should get a job or not. Even though socially we would say it shouldn't matter, male or female, whether you, for your application for a certain job. But AI could learn such a pattern and could then discriminate against men or women.
Okay, so like human bias is becoming AI bias.
Yes, so what you see is that AI is trained on data, and we have encountered AI systems where the data is not representative of the population. I think, for example, of medical studies, which are mainly done on male subjects, and so we just don't have the data for female subjects when it comes to, for example, clinical trials. So if you train an AI on that data, automatically it will replicate what it found in the previous data, which will be mainly male-oriented. More interestingly, I think, we don't have a perfectly fair society, and as the data comes from society, these disparities within the society will also be picked up by the AI system and will be replicated by the AI system.
And this is dangerous.
I think this is dangerous, yes, because you automate a status quo that is not beneficial to everyone, and with that you exacerbate existing disparities.
Yeah, so, and talking about dangers, what also dangerous according to a lot of people is the direction of the Dutch politics nowadays, because populist party PVV has won the general elections, and in this video students shared their view on the elections.
Ik dacht dat ik echt op D66 ging stemmen, maar ik ben daar nu nog meer van overtuigd. Ik vond Rob Jetten het echt heel goed doen.
Nou, ik ben niet een heel erg groot fan van Rob Jetten, maar ik ben wel een fan van de partij.
Ik heb gewoon gedacht van wat zijn de problemen die voor mij in de komende 5 tot 10 jaar relevant zijn. En voor mij is dat voornamelijk de zorg om een huis te kunnen kopen. Dus ik heb geluisterd naar wat de partijen daarover te vertellen hebben. En ik denk dat de BBB van Caroline van der Plas daar het best bij aansluit.
Ik ga opnieuw sociaal contract stemmen. Dus ik denk dat het tijd is voor wat nieuws ook weer.
Ik heb meerdere partijen waar ik tussen twijfel, maar tot nu toe mis ik wel een beetje dat ik me 100% thuis voel op één plek.
Ja, ik zat een beetje te twijfelen tussen GroenLinks, D66 en Volt.
Hebben jullie toevallig ook gebruik gemaakt van stemwijzers bij het bepalen van welke partij jullie op gaan stemmen?
Zeker. Bij mij was bij 1 op 98%. Ik heb nog wel stemwijzers ingevuld. Of ik het daar helemaal van af zou laten hangen, dat vraag ik mij af. Omdat het toch wel specifieke vragen zijn waar het soms om gaat.
En daarna inderdaad gewoon veel debatten kijken en ook wel inderdaad me gewoon inlezen. Ook best wel veel via social media, dat ik toch ook nog wel meekrijg. Dus heel wat moties die ik dan volg en waar ik dan zie welke partijen ervoor zijn en welke partijen er tegen zijn.
En heb je ook al een specifiek persoon in gedachten van die partij waar je op gaat stemmen?
Ik hou zelf wel om mensen vaak een stem te geven die wat ietsje lager op de lijst staan, maar die ik wel belangrijk vind dat ze alsnog de Kamer opkomen.
Ik stem wel op een vrouw, maar ik weet nog niet wie.
You have explained how discrimination could happen by technology. In your research, do you have concrete examples of it?
Yes, there are unfortunately many examples of biased AI systems that had undesirable consequences, and I think the most notorious one is an HR system, an AI application used for HR applications at Amazon, where they developed an AI system that was used to screen resumes, and the AI system was trained on the historical data of their HR processes of the past 10 years. And in that process it picked up the pattern that women were not suitable candidates for technical positions. And so what it did, it automatically threw out all the female candidates for the technical positions and would only provide the male candidates to the recruiters, resulting in more male candidates on that position, which sort of installs a feedback loop where you get more male candidates. The AI is learning, is ongoingly learning, and then thinks, well, it should actually be a male, so it is even more convinced that females shouldn't be in that position.
Okay, so but before we talk about how to solve this problem, because this is a big problem, and we will take a look at this video. This is about a student taking part in 84-hour film contest by Studium Generale.
Welcome to the 84-hour student film project. This is a fast-paced and sleepless weekend where students will produce their own movie in only 3.5 days.
Teams will get an assignment later on. They have some fixed elements. We provide an object. They need to have a character and a sentence. They need to use the sentence. All films will have the same base, but will be totally different.
About 20 hours have passed since the teams received their assignment, and right now we are visiting one of them who are currently brainstorming their ideas. So let's see if they already came up with something. The team will be filming one of their scenes in a hidden basement, so let's check it out ourselves for now. What's the location all about? What are you guys gonna film here?
Someone dying. Someone getting eaten alive.
Are the roles divided in the team? Do you already know who's gonna do what?
We have a star over here. It's me over here, the Aki. So I'm the guest, and the host is not here today, but he will be there tomorrow for the shooting. Yeah.
We're all.
And this is the.
I'm gonna be the creature that lives here.
For now, confident that everything is gonna come together?
Oh, we hope so.
We hope so, yeah. I mean,
we'll see. I mean,
you can all be so confident with this contest, because so much could go wrong. But so far, so good.
And it turned out that this team ended up winning the competitions. Well, congratulations. You guys can see the full 7-minute film on our website, but we give you a little preview of it.
Yo, what the fuck is this? Damn, I didn't know I had a basement down here.
Yeah, man, all the fucking spider webs. This is a horror movie shit, man. Who's gonna go down there?
You wanna flip a coin on it? I mean, what's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
Fuck it, call tails.
What can we do to prevent this kind of things?
Well, I think the first thing we should realize is that these systems are built to discriminate. So we all say we don't want algorithms that discriminate, but they are built to discriminate in the statistical sense, which means we use them and they are quite a useful tool to help us determine who should get a loan or not, who has a high risk of committing fraud or not. So we should acknowledge that these systems can be very helpful and can be very efficient in making these sort of decisions. So they can help improve our decision making, but what we also need is some ethical and critical reflection on what is a justified or legitimate ground or characteristic to base such a distinction on. And when it comes to a job, or when it comes to whether you're allowed into university or which study you're selected for, you don't want your gender to be a characteristic that is of importance in that selection. And so we have to have the discussion, and organizations need to have the processes in place to facilitate a discussion on which form of fairness are we going to use for our models. When is a distinction justified and when is it not? And that's what's super interesting to me as an ethicist, because these questions are not technical in nature. You cannot solve them with better data or more sophisticated AI systems. They are ethical in nature. What do we think is the right thing to do, and what do we think is the desirable outcome we want to strive for?
But how about the Erasmus University? You said that you work together with the university. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, so the Erasmus University is one of the organizations that are seeking to improve their AI and responsible AI practices. And I think there are many steps you should take. And the most important step is realizing that, as I just pointed out, that this isn't a strictly technical issue. You need to have within your organization certain structures and processes in place to address and tackle these ethical questions and to signal these ethical questions. Because very often we believe that because it's statistics, mathematics, data-driven, it's objective, it's value neutral, well, quite the contrary is the case.
Do you know how the university is working on this? The Erasmus University?
I know of some initiatives, and I think the university is taking steps with this organizational approach as well, to make sure that throughout the organization, and not just at the people working with data, but throughout the organization we have checks and balances in place to account for the ethical part of AI development and deployment.
Okay, so it's going in the good direction.
Yes, you can rest assured we're getting there.
Well, thank you so much, Joris, for being here and for sharing your insights with us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks. For more news, go to erasmusmagazine.nl.